Welcome back to CHAISPEED TORAH, the podcast where we take deep Torah ideas and give them the espresso shot they deserve. Fast, meaningful, and hopefully a little funny. Because if Torah can't make you smile, you might be doing it wrong. This time, we're bridging Parsha Metzorah into Parsha Metzorah, as we slowly take Parsha Metzorah to its end and breach into Parsha Metzorah, which revolves around a mysterious spiritual condition called saras. And let's clear something up right away. This is not regular leprosy. Doctors didn't treat it. Dermatologists weren't involved. There was no cream from CVS. This was a spiritual condition. Basically, if someone sinned in certain ways, strange marks could appear on their skin, clothes, or even house, and a kohen would diagnose it. Imagine going to a rabbi and saying, "Rabbi, I've got a rash." And he responds, "Interesting. When was the last time you've gossiped about your neighbor?" Awkward. Usually when someone gets saras, the symptoms started small. There was a quarantine period, time to reflect, time to do your tshuva, and Hashem was basically saying, hey, maybe rethink what you're doing. But there was one sin that skipped the warning stage, straight to the worst level, and that sin was lashon hara. Yes, the Torah's version of talking smack. The sages say the word Metzorah is shorthand for motzi shem ra. Someone spreads bad talk, which means the Torah is basically calling him the guy who can't stop trash talking. Think about it. Most sins hurt one person. Steal from someone, one victim. Punch someone, one victim. But lashon hara hurts 3 people: the speaker, the listener, and the person being talked about. It's like a spiritual group chat disaster. You know how it goes. Someone says, "Listen, I shouldn't say this." And then they say it. Or the classic, "Don't repeat this," which basically is Jewish code for, "Please repeat this immediately to everybody you can tell them." And here's the wild part. The punishment for lashon hara was isolation. The Metzorah had to leave the camp and sit alone. Why? Because lashon hara breaks relationships. It creates distance between people. So the Torah says, you created separation, now you experience separation. It's measure for measure. Also, let's be honest, if someone spreads gossip all day, maybe everyone else in the camp was thinking, honestly, the quiet might be nice. There's an incredible story involving David HaMelech and Doeg, the Edomite. Doeg was brilliant, a Torah genius, extremely intelligent. But he used that brilliance in a destructive way. He spread information about David that ultimately caused terrible tragedy. And the sages say that lashon hara can destroy entire communities. One conversation, one rumor, one careless sentence, and boom, damage everywhere. Which honestly sounds like a lot like the internet. Let's translate this into more modern life. You don't need a camp in the desert to spread gossip. You just need WhatsApp, a group chat, or someone saying, Hey, did you hear what happened? The Torah has basically predicted comment sections thousands of years ago. We've all been there. Someone starts telling a story about someone else, and suddenly your brain says, this is juicy. Keep listening. Your soul says, abort mission. Abort. Your curiosity says, let's just hear the ending. The real greatness? The message of these parshios? It's something beautiful. True greatness isn't about power, money, or reputation. It's about what you choose to focus on. Some people spend their lives obsessed with other people's lives, and some people focus on their own growth. Our sages say the truly great person fills their mind with Torah, and meaningful pursuits, instead of obsessing over everyone else. In other words, if you're busy building your life, you don't have time to narrate someone else's. So here's the CHAISPEED TORAH challenge for today. Try going one full day without saying anything negative about another person. Not criticism, not gossip, not I'm just being honest. Just one day. And you might discover something shocking. You run out of things to say. But that's okay, because silence is underrated. Also, people might start trusting you more, which is a nice side effect. The Metzorah sat outside the camp, calling out, "Impure, impure." But the deeper message wasn't shame. It was awareness. Words matter. Words build worlds. And words can destroy them too. So before saying something about someone else, imagine the Cohen walking over, looking at your sentence, and saying, that statement might require quarantine. Thank you for listening to CHAISPEED TORAH, where the Torah moves fast, but the lessons stick. And remember, you wouldn't say it if the person say it with the person standing there. So maybe don't say it when they're not. See you next time. Goodbye.